I want them to grow up in a culture where there's respect and care. Respect being one of the key ones. I've been traumatized by children in America. They do whatever they want when they want. Honestly, guys, I've met many American children. They're demons, eh? Demons. Abo Satan. I'll tell you a story. One day, I was in a movie theater, minding my own business, watching a movie. Next thing I know, this kid starts kicking my chair. Right? Now, I don't know what's happening at first. I'm just sitting there minding my own business, and all of a sudden I feel the chair start shaking. So I'm like, oh, is this a 4D movie? Oh. And then I'm like, no, man, Barbie's not 4D. And then I realized no one else is shaking around me. So I turn and I look and then I see these little feet kicking the chair. And so I turn and I'm like, hey, excuse me, hey, what are you doing? And this kid is sitting there and he just looks at me. I'm like, what are you doing? And then, like a seat away, his dad is there. And he turns and he's like, what happened? Hey, did something happen? I'm like, is this your son? He's like, yeah, what, did something happen? I'm like, yeah, so your son is kicking my chair. He's like, what? Mikey, are you kicking the man's chair? Then I'm like, oh, why are you asking? I just told you he's kicking my chair. Why are you asking Mikey? Obviously, Mikey's being accused of something. You should just, you think I'll just turn around in a movie to just, anyway. He's like, did you kick the man's chair? And Mikey just looks at his dad like this. He's like, Mikey, you don't kick people's chairs. That's not nice. Say sorry to the man. Say sorry. Mikey just looks at me. And he's like, yeah, all right. You're good. Sorry about that, man. It won't happen again. I'm like, okay, I guess something happened. Turn around, I sit back in my chair, start eating my popcorn. So now I'm like, aha, it's gonna come now. Because if your parent warns you, I know. Hey. So now I'm like, yeah, keep kicking, Mikey. Keep kicking, Mikey. Any moment now. You've been warned, Mikey. Then I'm like, hey, what's happening now? How come Mikey's not getting anything? Why is Mikey still? So then I turn around, I'm like, hey, Mikey, what are you doing, dude? Stop that. And the dad turns again, he's like, was he doing it again? Was he doing that? Hey, Mikey, that is not cool. I spoke to you about this, Mikey. That is not cool, Mikey. Time out. All right, sorry about that. We're good. I was like, but guys, I can see what Mikey's not changing. Nothing's. He's like, we're good. So now I sit. Now I know what's going to happen. I'm not an idiot. So I make my back hard. I wait. Mikey kick. First kick. He's like, I jump up. I'm like, Mikey. Dad's like, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to do. I'm like, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. I'm like, Elena, something. And then I realized he couldn't do anything, and Mikey knew it. Mikey looked at his dad like this dad couldn't do anything to him. He looked at me like I couldn't do anything to him. I even tried to take it into my own hands. I looked at Mikey, I was like, Mikey, stop it. And Mikey was just like, then I tried every South African trick, guys. Every South African trick. I looked at Mikey and I was like, and then Mikey looked at me and Mikey was like, shut up. And I was like, I can't do anything. And so I turned and I looked at Mikey. And Mikey looked at me and I was like, you know what, Mikey? Pose. That day terrified me in a way I wasn't ready for. I'm not ready to have children like that. Because here's something I want you to understand. I do not want to ever hit my children, ever. I don't believe that anyone should hit their children. I honestly don't. But, it's like Mad Max out there. It's like the apocalypse. Literally, you just get there. Everyone's there at the same time. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Everyone there like, go, go. You'll see. Some people don't even stop. You have no clue what's going on. None whatsoever. It's wild. One day I was in four ways. I drove to a traffic light that was out, né? And I see it from far. I'm like, okay, the traffic lights are not working. I'm driving, I'm getting ready. As I get there, a homeless guy jumps out. I had no clue what was happening. All I see is this homeless guy, and then other ones jumped out. They're all standing there, and then they started directing traffic, and then I don't know what's going on. So all I was thinking, I was like, yo, damn, these outsurance guys have fallen, eh? Yes. Then I realized it was homeless guys, and they were doing an amazing job, guys. They were doing a phenomenal job. They were pulling the cars, telling people when to turn, doing what. People were putting 10 rand out the window as they were driving past. They were grabbing it, keeping everybody moving. People were listening. So many people were listening. I could not believe it. One day, you know what blew my mind? We're driving, get to the traffic lights. Everybody stops. Then a police car comes. And stops. Literally, the homeless guy was like, and the police car was like, And now I thought the police are gonna get out and do something about the traffic lights. So I looked at them, and then I'm like, you could see the police were there like, he's working. Yambona now, uyasebenza lo muntu. And then they just sat there with all of us, waited for the homeless guy. Then he was like, and then the cops were like, sharp. Everything has changed. Represents America is the anthem. America has the most fun anthem rules in the world. Only country in the world where you're allowed to sing the anthem however you want. However you want. You can't do that anywhere else. Everywhere else in the world, the anthem is the way it is written. It's boring, and that's the point. You can't just change it. In America, you can do whatever you please. I noticed it the first time. First time I really noticed it was at a basketball game. It was the New York Knicks, and they were playing against the Toronto Raptors, right? And because the Raptors are from Canada, they had to play 2 national anthems before the game, which is rare. Right? So that we're in the arena, and everyone's like, and then the voice comes on. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Canadian national anthem. And everybody stood, and then they just played like a tape somewhere. You could tell they didn't care. And it was the song, the Canadian song. It's always the same. It was like, oh, Canada, that is the native song. I've missed song. And something brings us back to do. You know the song, man. I don't have time for that. Whatever. They sang the Canadian anthem. They were done. And then the announcer came back. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stay standing for the American national anthem. And that's my favorite part. Yeah, the lights will go dark. Someone walks to the middle of the arena. It's always so intense. Complete silence. By the dawn, early so proud that we... Why are you trying to make the anthem sexy? What are you doing? What are you doing? I never understand that. Why are you trying to make it a sexy song? You'll never be in England and see someone like, remix, God save the Queen, God save the Queen. I save the Queen with sexy sex. Come on, save the Queen. Let's save the Queen with sexy sex. Come on, save that Queen. According to the National Assessment of Educational Progress, US students have suffered a record drop in their math scores. Now, many experts say that the 2 years of COVID disruptions are to blame for this. But in my opinion, everyone would do better if the smart kids would just stop hiding their answers. Yeah! Loosen up, Angela, we get it, you study. Open it up. And I know this is distressing news for all the parents out there, but just remember, this is the best time to cheat your kids out of their allowance. They won't know the difference. Yeah, 5 plus 2, yeah, that's what you get, that's 10. Meanwhile, in San Francisco, officials are coming under fire after it came out that a new public toilet that is being built in a popular tourist spot will cost the city $1.7 million. A single public toilet. Yeah, now, before you complain, remember this toilet's going to be top of the line. The seat will come pre-peed on, and the graffiti on the walls will be written by George R.R. Martin. Wow! Oh, in sports news, the Houston Astros swept the Yankees to win a spot in the World Series. And attending the game, oh, you're going to save those boos, because attending the game in New York was Texas Senator Ted Cruz. Yeah, who was greeted by Yankee fans just like that. Yeah, there were a lot of boos, a lot of extended middle fingers, which at this point, people, why does anyone bother? Ted Cruz sees those so often, he may not even be offended, right? He might just think that's how people wave now, just like, hi, hello, how are you? Hello, hi, Ted Cruz. All right, let's move on to some of the biggest stories of the day. You know, with food prices going up, gas prices going up, and war crippling Europe, it may be easy to get distracted by short-term problems and lose sight of the long-term problems that'll actually kill us all. Which is why climate activists are going to extreme measures to get our attention.
Another act of food-infused art vandalism, this time with mashed potatoes. That's right. Climate change activists tossed potatoes onto a Claude Monet painting at a German museum. Look at this. Officials there say the painting, it wasn't damaged and that it's covered by glass. Last week, activists threw tomato soup onto Vincent van Gogh's sunflowers at the National Gallery in London. There was some minor damage to the frame, but the painting was unharmed. And in both cases, activists then glued their hands to the wall.
Yeah. Increasingly around the world, climate change activists are vandalizing famous art to bring attention to climate change. First, they splashed food on a Van Gogh. Now a Monet. They also hit a Jackson Pollock, but no one noticed. and as much as I agree with the message, I don't know if a museum is the right place to do this. Oh, because think about it, if you protest in the streets, everyone knows it's a protest. But if anything happens in a museum, half the people are just going to think it's part of the art, you know? Yeah, you could be in front of a painting like, I'm having a heart attack. They'll be like, oh, very powerful, very powerful. No, help